don't come visit your ton, who will?
Back again, eh? It's free to their travels, friend.
Keeping it together, free.
Buying or selling? Capital. Good luck to you.
You're safe among friends.
Your fish stinks of the void. What kind of rat would sell such filth?
The kind that don't fancy starving, along with the rest of this town. It's all well and good for you with your rations. We've got to take what we can get.
Keep talking, dwarf, and you'll end up eating sawdust from a cell floor.
Ah.
Executes 24 noblemen for insubordination.
Keeping it together, free.
I'm all right, as long as I don't think about it too much.
You're safe among friends. Never forget it. Smells worse over here than a dozen rotten eggs dropped in a vat of vinegar.
Then don't come over. Not like you're buying anything.
If I don't come visit your ton, who will?
Wouldn't you like to know?
Nothing less than the wisdom of the ancients.
Keeping it together, free.
I'm all right, as long as I don't think about it too much.
You're safe among friends. Never forget it. Smells worse over here than a dozen.
Glad to see you well. Anything more?
Come over. Not like you're buying anything.
I don't come visit your ton, who will?
Until later.
Back for a return visit, are you? Have at it. Got yourself situated.
I'm all right, as long as I don't think about it too much.
You're safe among friends. Never forget it.
Tell me, have you heard any news?
Nothing good. All bugs are everywhere. Thank the divine you're here to protect us.
Yep.
Buying or selling? Capital. Good luck to you.
I'm all right, as long as I don't think about it too much.
You're safe among friends. Never forget it. Smells worse over here than a dozen rotten eggs dropped in a vat of vinegar.
Then don't come over. Not like you're buying anything.
If I don't come visit your ton, who will?
Wouldn't you like to know?
Keeping it together, free.
I'm all right.
You're safe among friends. Never.
Buying or selling? Capital. Good luck to you.
Divine order to march against the ancient empire!
Keeping it together, Bree. You're safe among friends. Never forget it.
Back for a return visit. Have I got yourself situated?
Smells worse over here than a dozen rotten eggs dropped in a vat of vinegar.
Well, don't come over. Not like you're buying anything.
If I don't come visit your ton, who will?
Wouldn't you like to know?
Keeping it together, Bree.
I'm all right, as long as I don't think about it too much.
You're safe among friends. Never forget it. How you holding up?
Not in any mood to talk about it.
Keeping it together, Bree.
I'm all right, as long as I don't think about it too much.
You're safe among friends. Never forget it.
Yep.
Keeping it
Glad to
together.
see you well. Anything more?
How you holding up?
Not in any mood to talk about it.
Hear ye! Hear ye! Queen Justinia executes 24 noblemen for insubordination!
Smells worse over here than a dozen rotten eggs dropped in a vat of vinegar.
Hear ye! Against the ancient empire!
I don't come visit your ton. Who will?
Hear ye! Hear ye! Bishop Alexander was slain by singers! Culprits still at large!
Until later.
Keeping it together, Bree.
I'm all right, as long as I don't think about it too much.
You're safe among friends. Never forget it. Keeping it together, Bree.
I'm all right, as long as I don't think about it too much.
You're safe among.
you have the book I seek? Do you have it? Do you have the book I seek? Phoenix crave more than a flame. Do you have it? Do you have the book I seek? Do you have it? Do you have the book I seek? Must find it. Must find it. Must find it. Found the little corpse-related book I seek yet? Splendid. My thanks for your help. Perhaps we will meet again in the Hall of Echoes someday. I'm just going to find a place to rest. A place where I can be how I am supposed to be. Do you have it? Do you have the book I seek?
Once this was a place of holy learning. Also statue making. Very important statues.
days of chick.
在哪儿？
She has no more time for conversation.
哎，地图上这样不行。
Buying or selling? Capital. Good luck to you.
Divine order to march against the ancient empire!
Smells worse over here than a dozen rotten eggs dropped in a vat of vinegar.
Buying or selling? Capital. Good luck to you.
Allez.
Smells worse over here than a dozen rotten eggs dropped in a vat of vinegar.
Then don't come over. Not like you're buying anything.
They don't come visit your ton. Who will?
Back for a return? Have I? Got yourself situated.
Not in any mood to talk about it.
Keeping it together, Bree.
I'm all right, as long as I don't think about it too much.
You're safe among friends. Never forget it. Smells worse over here than a dozen rotten eggs.
Yep.
Then don't come over. Not like you're buying anything.
If I don't come visit your ton, who will?
Wouldn't you like to know?
Keeping it together, Bree.
I'm all right, as long as I don't think about it too much.
You're safe among friends. Never forget it. You're safe among friends.
Buying or selling? Capital. Good luck to you.
No.
How you holding up?
Not in any mood to talk about it.
Glad to see you well. Anything more?
Fish sticks of the void. What kind of crap sells such filth?
Hear ye! We just giddy up!
Until late.
Rations. We've got to take what we can get.
Keep talking, Wolf, and you end up eating sawdust from a cell floor.
Keeping it together, Bree?
I'm all right, as long as I don't think about it too much.
You're safe among friends. Never forget it. Smells worse over here than a dozen rotten eggs dropped in a vat of vinegar.
Oh, don't come over. Not like you're buying anything.
I don't come visit your ton. Who will?
Back for a return visit, have I? Got yourself situated.
Keeping it together, Bree?
I'm all right, as long as I don't think about it too much.
You're safe among friends. Never forget it.
Yep.
There's a lot of call for the junk you sell, then.
Junk? Why, I offer nothing less than the wisdom of the ancients.
Vapid fiction, along with a large helping of ham.
To think that lunatic Siva is loose again. We won't be so gentle when we catch her this time. What? Quickly, you mustn't. You're lucky to stand in it, yes. We're well aware. But if the dwarf...
Smells worse over here than a dozen rotten eggs dropped in a vat of vinegar.
Then don't come over. Not like you're buying anything.
Bet you're the musical sort. You've thought about taking up the lute. I got a few ready to go, all freshly strung. Well, that's one kind of melody. I'll give you that. Everyone's got tune in 'em. You just gotta look. My brother Laszlo couldn't carry a tune in a bucket when he were a wee thing. Now, he's got the voice of an angel. Manchester's came. Still, I keep going though. Hoping to get to Ark sooner than later. Lucian's come back if you need. I'll be whittling away. Useful? Ah, you mean deadly. Used to make bows and fletch arrows, but left that hobby behind. There's no shortage, just come back later then. Hello. Anything else you want to chat about? Shame to you.
I've spotted something.
The upper part of the tombstone has worn away. Here. Sick and dying he was found. What he lacked in skill, in them he died, with self-sacrifice. He is interred.
I should keep my voice low. No need to wake the dead.
Look who's come to join the party. Oh, but you do get a...
He takes a satisfaction.
When it comes to graveyards, I'm a kid in a candy shop. All sorts of goodies and gewgaws for the taking. And a bit of rousing conversation. If you know what to dig, that is. Ah. It's a quandary, you see. I'm not exactly well. The spirits within are particularly feisty as well.
He presses a forefinger.
This is when having access to a god-woken might come in handy. You see, beyond the gates, there's something that my heart, such as it is set on. Oh! You wound me! Somewhere in this graveyard lies an object of... tremendous. Belonged to a family buried near here. The Surreys. I've been reading up on them. Old Joanna was the last. The poor dear. Problem is, no one knows what this object is. Only that it's an astounding piece of work. Seems Joanna took its secrets to her grave. Rather literally.
His coy grin freezes.
I can recite each page from memory, but I've neither...
Tarquin sighs, and his lips unfreeze.
It pains me to say, but you've talents in the adventuring department that I do not. This heirloom could prove valuable for both of us. I've told you everything you need to... everything I know. What it is doesn't matter. What it does, well, if I am...
He looks toward the graveyard.
Let's make this easy. The Surrey tomb must be somewhere nearby. I do wish I could wander inside. It would be nice to look up some old friends. So close. Ah, you again. Any luck in old Lady Surrey's poor thing? Feeling your advancing age, are you? No matter. I don't mind. Find the tomb where Joanna Surrey is buried. Retrieve the...
Tarquin sighed.
I hate to sound so condescending, but sometimes it pays to be straight. To enjoy yourself and...
Let's see what spirits haunt this garden. It's not...
The servant grumbles.
This again.
Here lies the body of Riona Lee, drowned in the flood of 83. A passing drifter tried to save her, and himself was dragged under.
Ruler of a rotting kingdom.
Here lies Ogden Quincy, poet and tavern wit. Here lieth the clown, thank the gods.
As beautiful as always, if unwilling to whisk me away from this place. Locked in perpetual prayer. Keep trying, my friend.
The servant grumbles. The familiar stone figure is a welcoming sight in the unwelcome.
What's this? I found something.
The headless statue looms over you. Its plinth...
You?
The plinth of the statue bears... You cringe at the sound of stone grating again. The statue rotates with The statue rotates...
Too heavy.
Hi.
Won't budge. She looks as untamed as the wolf she rides. I know little of dwarven death rituals. What role does this woman play?
In death, the dwarves give eagles life, an elegant passing for an inelegant people.
The eagle glowers at you with one baleful eye, keeping...
You dare touch Master Skip.
The eagle glowers at you...
You dare.
The spirit is dressed in tattered ceremonial garb.
My faithful eagles work still. They see my feather fall here, prime among my flock. He won't leave my body till naught remains but bleached bone. Hurts, my dear. He eats to free me, to free this spirit from its earthly ties. With each peck, no ordinary hunger, but a trained hunger. Watch. See him separate spleen from marrow, just so.
You watch yourself. There's a word is that they'll be walking about with flesh on their bones again. You're God-woken. Don't ask me why. But someone out there's got it in for you.
He died. Glorious death.
Two dwarven spirits at loggerheads. In a flash, you are both of them, brother and sister. Your feminine side is a rebel, rising up against the tyrannical queen. Your masculine side is as the brother, you rescue your sister from the pikes of the royal guard. Together, you flee across the sea to the melting pot of You are the sister, and you know that something is wrong. You climb the stairs to rescue. Both of you die, but your killers do right by their fellow dwarves and bring you here to lay you to rest. As spirits, you fight for eternity. One convinced that the queen is a tyrant, the other that your treason was wrong. The sister smiles. She feels vindicated. Her brother still does not agree. The rebellion was a disaster. The rebellion was a mistake that cost them their lives. Realizing in a moment that life and death has brought them to the edge of oblivion, they reach for, and then they...
Watching the birds pick your body clean is on, and it means that elf ain't getting his claws on my corpse. Not mine specifically, but he creeps from grave to sepulchre, taking what he wants. Whatever he wants.
A grim expression.
The dead don't rest easy in this garden. Not by half. He lives in the big house by the gate. I ain't about to wander up and ask for it. The less I see of him, the happier I'll rest.
Locked in perpetual prayer. Keep trying, my friend. This part is gated off from the rest. Whoever is buried here must have been important.
Here rests the human hero Garrick. He served Lucien the Divine with immense skill and slew the necromancers who... Here rests the elven hero Hallow. He served Lucien the Divine with great vigor and... Here rests the lizard hero Vidia. She served Lucian the Divine with great... Here rests the dwarven hero Bromley. She served Lucian the Divine with honor and cast out the demons that plagued the great woodland. Suddenly, the earth churns and buckles upwards in several places. Some things are trying to rise to the surface.
Godwoken! You must fall! The God King demands it!
You must fall, so that we may rise!
Let your blood quench our roots so we may grow.
The covenant shall be fulfilled.
Feel yourself!
were heroes. What happened to them? And what's this covenant?
I am a servant of the God King. Now your mortal weapon.
The heroes of Driftwood lie at your feet, dead for good this time.
Most foreboding. When did heroes turn this covenant of theirs?
They were corrupted somehow.
Biting deep into the rotting flesh, your senses are assailed with a rank odor of meat long past its prime. You see myriad wings flapping, your hand scattering birdseed. You hear the screeching of eagles, the tearing of flesh. All of your life is centered on this place, this pedestal of death. here lies Bidsy Vanny, drowned in rum. If the Hall of Echoes a tavern be, her seat is reserved. The dog growls and bares its teeth at you and...
Come closer! I dare you!
He sniffs, he snarls.
I am death. There's no defying me.
The dog's growls intensify and transform...
Do not mock me. You know what lies beneath. But I will not allow you another step closer, human. Can... to it. Enough lies. Enough.
The dog raises its head to the...
necrotic troll.
The dog's spirit rolls his head around, gawking at the ground and sky as if he's never seen them before.
I am death. The masses tremble at my might. We will...
He moves to lick his haunches and seems taken aback by his own translucence.
Once a demon, now a weapon. We heard its call and slayed our...
The canine spirit lifts his head to howl, but can barely manage a whimper. He tucks his tail between his legs, shocked at his own impotence.
Human graves. Let's hope none are earmarked for me. So poised and proud.
Here lies Glenn Raymond, proud father, died in penury.
but the air itself's been petrified.
Oi, oi.
Yes? Is it an audience you desire?
Petrified from head to toe.
Well, isn't this rich? Cursed by a coffin and rescued by a random
She huffs in an...
Oh, all this trouble, and for nothing. Never figured I'd need frost armor. You want me to spoil the story?
She purses her lips.
Oh, but do forgive.
She bows in insincere reverence. Her arm rests on her back, hand mere inches from her staff. She goes silent, momentarily...
Oh, honey, anathema's out there.
A jolt of cursed fire flares from her staff.
Especially me.
Hey, fuck you.
Nothing.
Spirit's lip curls upwards. She opens her mouth as if to speak, but her words fade in the tomb's chill. Her lips undulate and her tongue waggles. Some words you can piece together. Blade, tomb, bastard. The longer you gaze, the more your inner source churns. You sit at a fire. At your left lies a black dog basking in the warmth. Others huddle behind you. A young elf. You hold a parchment up to the light and point at it. It is there that anathema can be found. The sky is dark, and the roaring fire is now a sad flicker. The others lie around it in a circle, but you hear no snores. Their chests neither rise nor fall. Their eyelids never. You look to your left. The dog's yellow eyes lock with yours, and the two of you turn from them, and you gasp as you are thrust into the present. You take a few deep heaves, then glance at the spirit. Her mouth continues to gabble. The spirit's lips move rapidly, but you hear little beyond the hiss of your Canna's spirit convulses in response. Her ghostly arms reach out, not for help, but instead to flash you a final rude gesture.
Bone dust. Even the petrified aren't immune to the ravages of time, it seems.
Several flakes of something.
哎，还有一只啊！
The lizard hums tune.
10 spans under, humans slept. 10 spans up, the dwarves were kept. Lizards burned in lasting flame. Elven.
She looks to your left with one.
It helps me, mem, sometimes.
She smiles at you with the inner.
Keeping what?
She returns to her humming. She flinches as you move closer.
No.
Her humming fades.
Riker might get mad. He doesn't like it.
She shivers and whispers.
Powerful sorcerer. Lives here.
She points at her head.
The servants. They got nothing up there. Riker has it all now. They need to be freed. Only way. Kill Riker. The servants. So lost. Chained by...
The ensuing silence lasts for several seconds.
She is always a warm sight in weary times.
Here lies Old Man Malik. No dancing on this grave. Here lies Galen Heavendale, a lost soul, executed in his prime, aged 19. Here lies an unnamed child. Here lies an unnamed child. Their sorrows know no bounds. Their sorrows know no bounds. Here lies an unnamed child of the Hartwood family. Their sorrows know no bounds. Here lies Theo Payne, fortune teller and visionary. He didn't see it coming. Here lies Phylan Surrey, whose family's generous patronage helped build these burial grounds, and who refused to be buried in the Surrey crypt.
Look at all these bones. I've spotted something. I've spotted garbage. Still sounds stuck. Must be more to it. Ah, success. This won't be of any use. It's shut tight.
It won't budge. How inconvenient.
Maybe it's connected to some... It's locked fast. Maybe... It's locked fast. It's locked. Maybe it's connected to some other mechanism. Maybe it's connected to some other mechanism. Maybe it's connected to some other mechanism. It's locked. Maybe it's connected to some other mechanism. It's locked fast. Spotted something. Still stuck. There must be another one. What's this? Success. It's shut tight. Maybe it's locked fast. Maybe it's connected to some other. Maybe it's connected. It's locked fast. It's locked. Maybe it's connected to some other mechanism. It's locked. Maybe it's connected to some other mechanism. Won't budge. It's locked. Maybe it's connected to some other mechanism. Maybe it's connected to some other mechanism. Maybe it's connected. It's locked fast. Maybe it's locked fast. Maybe it's locked fast. It's shut. Maybe it's shut tight. It's locked fast. Maybe it's connected to some other mechanism. It's shut tight.
Eh?
No, the door.
It's locked fast. Maybe it's connected. It's locked fast. Maybe it's connected to. It's locked fast. It's locked fast. Maybe it's connected to some other mechanism. It's locked fast. Maybe it's connected to some other mechanism. It's locked fast. Maybe it's connected to some other mechanism. Maybe it's connected. It's locked fast. Maybe it's connected. It's locked fast. Maybe it's connected. Maybe it's connected to some other mechanism. It's locked. Maybe it's connected to some other mechanism. It's locked. Maybe it's connected to some other mechanism. Maybe it's connected to some other mechanism. Maybe it's locked fast. It's locked. Maybe it's connected to some other mechanism. It's locked fast. Maybe it's connected to some other. It's shut tight.
Fuck. 为什么？不是吗？啊。
It did something. All this treasure. This family must have been rich.
Unlike so many other spirits, this one is hardly silent.
Are you the new servant, then? A pity. Seems the standard is plummeting quickly. You brought my tea, have you?
The spirit takes the invisible cup from you.
I've tasted better brews, but from the...
She waits a moment.
You expecting a tip? Well, here's one. Soap. Use it. That old thing. It was passed to me by my father, Johannius. And my father's father, Johannius. And my father's 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 father, Johannius. Don't know what happened to the one in the middle. Don't rightfully know what it's supposed to do. Johannius, the umpteens, brought it back from Blood Moon Island. I thought it might be good for stirring stew, but the cook gave it back. Said it made her feel funny. Mama cannot run that good.
The spirit stands there smiling, utterly oblivious to her own outburst, leaving you to ponder the strange words she shouted.
What just happened? You mean my display of proper posture and etiquette? The benefits of charm school, I don't expect you to hurry back. D.I.
Won't budge.
You feel the unusual object's vast energy before your hand even touches its smooth surface. Upon contact, the semi-transparent, you know this language.
When as one, I am slayer of sin and the bane of the living. Restore my twin, make me whole. In archive of old the blade resides, an isle of blood where demons abide.
The object repeats its cryptic remarks. The shard responds with another sequence of unusual and ominous. The oblong object is crystal clear and unmarked by marks or chips. It rests snugly in your palm, as if meant to be gripped with a resolute hand. Unlike so many other spirits, this...
Are you the new servant, then?
Too heavy.
dead. Well, more dead.
Within the stone garden's walls, peace be thy immortal fortune, relieved of toil, free of indignity, until thou art called to serve.
Ah, you again. Any luck in old lady Surrey's?
He places his hand on the artifact, and it drones in its strange language. Adan, Shvalam Dumora Vavor Rivelis, Awanu Ari, Dem Chushan. The object continues. Sarden Menia Veet Feln, Dom Trisval Veet Evdekais.
It's true then. Anathema, within reach. Tell me, is this all there was? There weren't any other curios in there? Ah, very well. This is the hand grip of the fabled anathema. A sword capable of annihilating anyone, even a divine. Imagine it, holding in your hand a force that could wipe away sun and shadow. A sword of life and death, miracle and sin. A sword of atonement. I can restore anathema to working condition, but this is only half of it. We still need the blade. How fortunate that the hilt has already told us where to find it. Blood Moon Island. Isle of Vaults, yada yada yada, pre-Surrey, and so on and so forth. Wow. And it even revealed an exact location. I'll mark it on your map. An exorcised demon living in a sword of glass. The hilt was brought here by one of the many Surreys. Not surprised. None of them sound too bright. I can't imagine having even half a demonic sword around was very healthy for that feeble-minded family. They probably winced whenever a black cat came around. Well, you may not always have the smarts. Blood Moon Island awaits, my friend. It's a bit...
Tarquin doesn't wait for an answer. Is it...
Second time's a charm? Or have I asked too much of you? I do hope I've not been overestimating your intelligence. Anathema's blade. By the weapon... Well...
As you reach to push open the heavy door, the coils and whirl...
Why are you here?
You remember Roost telling campfire tales of a lone wolf who lived in a graveyard, in a mansion protected by talking doors. Riker his name was, if you recall correctly. And silence greets your answer. In the distance, you hear the screech of an eagle.
Enter.
The face melts back into the wood of the door, and the whirls swirl...
Be Riker's place. Only a madman would build a mansion on the edge of a graveyard.
The stag trophy stares outward with dull glass eye. A faint breath of chill air brushes the back of your neck. The ghostly stag inclines...
For what prize would a foolish poacher discard his life?
The answer lies at a halo of wildflowers. Seek it out, and heed the wisdom the poacher would not.
Oh.
No, please.
The servant emits a menacing growl. A spirit sits behind the grand piano.
O'er black and white, o'er globes they glide, o'er flats and sharps. Whither go they, Lord of Life? Direct them.
The echoes of a distant park. At first glance, the spirit seems much like its host, hollow, detached, yet your hand reaches through the spirit. Your source is inert. You see no memories, sight.
The spirit is haunted as the graveyard it roams.
And you thought Rivellon was flat. The spirit cannot speak, or perhaps choose. The spirit does not respond to your presence. At first glance, the spirit seems much like... The spirit nods, and its face grows even...
Send the web.
干，不是吧？啊，点来干！
Visitor?
The elf tilts his head back.
Call me Riker, and I shall call you Ifan. Why, the stories are legendary, my good man, as you must have known of me from Lupine Tales, so I suspect you know yourself by yet another. Oh, Ifan, your reputation surely precedes you. Do you suppose you passed? I also see you are not...
He presses a slender forefinger.
I'm not a generous man, but I could give you what you seek, if let's not be so secretive, my good fellow. I can help you with that. I can share my bond with the Source with you, fill your well to the brim, make you a master. The rest of the story, well, it's yours to write. You are cautious. However, my requirements are very simple.
He points to the location.
Bring it to me.
Dizziness. It lasts just a moment, but long enough for you to feel Ralik's presence. You hear no words. The episode passes. Riker is peering at you intently.
Oh, but heading to the Black Pits would mean tangling with more magisters, and they're such a nuisance. It's a miracle of the ancients. I won't bore you with further detail. Suffice it to say, it is safer in my hands than in theirs.
Riker's lips stretch and his cheeks bulge, but you couldn't rightly call his eyes.
I'm a man of taste, as you no doubt see. A relic this significant would make an incredible a promise.
Riker bows.
Then you'll have the power you seek. Now please, don't let me keep you. Tarquin. There are some types, deceitful types, that don't deserve to be among a place of such treasure. He doesn't...
He turns the back of his hand towards you.
Do be sure to see yourself out. These tones demand my attention.
What's this? I found something.
These are lizard remains, but in the human section of the graveyard. Something.
You lay your hand on the withered lizard remains. A chill caresses the back of your neck.
You there! Help me, please! Some thoughtless fool buried me in this grave to be left. The eternal fire burns in the lizard quarter of the cemetery. I beg you, cast my remains into the fire. Set my spirit free. I should have known your kind would seek good. Now take it to the eternal. My remains have still not been
Vilnix Creever. Almost sounds like a lizard name. But here...
An ancestor tree. Pure grace in an undeserving world. The spirit of the tree may have much to say.
You have done me a great service, friend. Now, the Hall of Echoes beckons.
Oh, how pit. The chest before you is wreathed in flame, but doesn't seem to be actually, but you lean in to examine the images further. The chest before you is covered in... You hear a deep rumbling from inside the chest.
This chest recognizes Consul Zara as master. Speak her words or return me to the flames. The words of Consul Zara are not inane babbling. Speak them or be silent. If Consul...
The chest before you is... You hear a deep rumbling from inside the chest, and a voice emerges. It hisses and clicks, but doesn't make any sense. The chest's chatter gets... The chest before you hear a deep rumbling from inside. The chest's chatter gets louder and angrier.
This chest recognizes you as a
The chest before you is covered in... You hear a deep rumble. You hear a quiet hissing chuckle. The chest before you is... You hear a deep rumbling from inside the chest, and a voice...
Nice.
Feel some pride. I watched an elf spend hours trying to force his way into a lizard's chest. Eventually, he did not leave empty-handed, unfortunately. I pity the... It's hard not to feel... I watched an... He did not leave...
Cremation pyre. fire to ash. A melee took place here. The spirit, it beckons to me. A lone witness to the carnage that must have happened here.
The Red Prince addresses the lizard spirit. He turns up
Rav Mudan.
like a lullaby, the melody.
My word. Even I, not in my wildest, a tale too preposterous. The race of lizards, all of we were dragons once. Great red dragons. Somehow, eons ago, we withered. We shrank until now. I am to be the father of dragons, and she, the Red Princess, is to be the mother. I've told you about her, haven't I? The secret of my soul. To think she awaits me even now, no more than a walk away. Come, we must move north at once. Dying indeed. We mustn't forget that sacrifices are being made in our names, mine and hers, so that we may...
The Red Prince turns to thank the spirit for its aid.
I've spotted something.
be some...
A man paces back and forth, puffing anxiously on...
If you're looking for healing or the like, then you'd best look elsewhere.
The man chomps on the bit of his pipe.
I came by a new patient.
He gestures with his pipe for you to leave.
I'm still trying to figure that out. I had no choice but to lock her in my cellar. For her safety, and my own. This isn't someone with a broken leg who needs to be held still. This is serious and dangerous. I doubt you could help. Fine. You just be careful. I wasn't jesting. Why would someone do this to another person? Why would someone do this to another person?
Hey.
Ready to flee, if necessary. She's badly afflicted, but still powerful. Be careful. Why would someone do this to another person? Be ready to flee, if necessary. We need to get clear.
Across the cellar, a shape bearing some resemblance to...
She senses us. Be calm and quiet. No sudden move. Be careful.
Another gurgle, sharper.
Poor thing. The god...
He fishes out his pipe and tries...
To hell with the gods. I'm going to see what I can learn from this poor girl before I give her a proper burial. Well...
He rolls up his sleeve.
Only one way to find out. Poor thing. How did this happen? It's a shame, that poor girl. Some sort of maggot was... Oh, I'm going to get back to my usual work now. Maybe it'll help me take my mind off things. All right. Hold still now. Back again, eh? Help yourself. Until next time, take care of yourself. Help yourself. Until next time, take care of yourself.
A spillage all over the floor. The spirit of a young woman, she looks up to you.
What's going on? I was having terrible dreams. The Magisters, they arrested me in Ark. I was put on a caravan. Then they said they were bringing me to Fort Joy. That I should be on. I remember running away. The rest is gone. Someone should try.
What's that? It sounds like there's a battle unfolding nearby.
The shaggy dog keeps his...
You run away. Everyone here run away. All run from something. Like sticks. But I run away from very bad man. I know. I can sniff. Good and bad. Riker bad. Bad man. So bad. I liked his house. Big garden of stones. Lots and lots of bones to dig. Good, tasty bones. But when I sniffed him, how he is for true, I ran and ran and ran.
He paws a few tentative steps.
Smell not like dog, like wolf. But not bad like Riker. Good wolf.
He bounds forwards and licks your face effusively. His breath stinks of graveyard clay and ancient bones. The dog scurries away to sniff about the area, leaving you with his approval. Paradise Downs. Stone Garden.
Looks like this place has seen better days. Much better days. Everything is very dark all of a sudden.
What?
found something.
The spirit of a farmer takes in the destruction.
What happened? Weidhogen. I should have sold this place when I had it.
The spirit throws up his arms to shield him.
Ah.还有个地方。
Gareth toils in monotony. Gareth freezes, then turns.
I'm digging my murdered parents' grave.
Gareth moves to continue his task, but his cadence...
No, of course, Godwoken. I've seen Seeker's blood seeping into the sand. I just didn't know. I didn't know what darkness lied beyond pain. Dallas's pets. Such helpful tools they are, too. They're still there, spreading their rancid smell through the house.
Gareth shies away from you. His eye...
I'm the one who was prayed. And then...
Gareth forcefully exhales and looks past you to the nearby house. You fear he might snap the shovel's handle in two.
If you'd asked me yesterday, I'd have said they were the only ones left in the... Today, though, I don't know. The Paladins once fought the Black Ring at Lucian's command. The most courageous thing they could do now is turn their backs on the Order. I'm not holding my breath. I've got no use for empty platitudes. Not from some whinging wolf chosen...
You swear you hear Gareth's pulse, galloping fast...
If you want to help, then you find the craven wight that ordered their slaughter. Anyone that stands between you and truth.
His clenched jaw tightens further, and then...
My parents. I'd give my own life to bring them back. You're right.
The two paladins Gareth mentioned are arguing in front of the door to the modest...
We're guarding this house. Wise to stay well back. There's a bunch of silent monks inside who've tasted... They didn't kill anybody. The magisters who controlled them did. But they did turn her. And now she's not done it. No, wait! Surely...
The other paladin rolls his eyes and shakes his head as he turns.
In any event, it's our business, not yours. You just stay well away from the door and you'll be perfectly safe. You can't do that. They were people who were loved. You're right. You'll remember her.
Paladin William nods his thanks to you. And with...
But, fine.
May Gareth always choose the right path. Nothing we didn't. We always knew Gareth was fated for greatness. We also knew that good men make enemies. We knew evil would come, and so it did. Not as a demon or as a witch, but he watched eagerly as those shambling husks. We would never blame Gareth. The righteous always pay a price. May the Seven will it. He will always be the hero we know him to be. We always want to believe in it's what we do next that defines us. We can respond with treachery, or we can rise up. I trust that you will. Gareth did his duty. We felt it was only right that we did. Our guests were usually frightened. Shy, the last one though, she wasn't like the others. a lizard named Hanag. We housed her and fed her. Robes like a wizard's, voice like a queen's. She clearly drew the Magister's attentions. Our fates were written. I never thought she meant to do us wrong. I don't blame her for fleeing to the Cloister Wood. I worry for her. May Gareth always choose the right path. May Gareth always...
The silent monk looks like she was on one of her hands, trembles, twitching. Her hand is cold and smooth, like that of a poor. Her lips part, and her mouth. Or, slay me. Or did you only hear what you wanted to hear in the whispers of the wind? Her eyes squeeze shut, and her whole body trembles. Emaciated of body, and this must be Donna, the one spoken of by the paladins guarding the door. She gives no indication at all that she has heard you, save for a single tear dripping from one eye. Her tears flow along with her blood, yet even in the... The lumpen silent monk stands like a pillar of decaying flesh. All of a sudden, like a bellows, he exhales a fetid gust right. He looks through your eyes with seeming disinterest. This dwarven monk hangs his head, as if looking down at his feet. Staring down into his face, you realize you were staring into mutilation. He has no eyes. His empty sockets... He does not resist in the least, merely slumps to the...